Jason Momoa is out as Aquaman? And this is coming from Jody's corner. So this is a little bit sussy. Kind of like a sussy baka. But apparently Jody's corner, you guys, if you guys have been here on the channel for at least 2 years, you guys know I used to have issues with this guy. Far beyond anything. But this guy has sources. And his sources are claiming that Jason Momoa is out as Aquaman. Now, from what he's saying, and you can go watch the video, although I don't recommend it because Jody's corner is a piece of shit. He's one of the most annoying people out there, and he threatened to dox one of my friends. So regardless, he's a fucking piece of shit. But let's just talk about this objectively. Now, he says that his sources say that Jason Momoa is out, and the reason he believes that these sources are right is because James Gunn and Peter Safran, the new co-CEOs of DC Studios, want to move away from the Snyderverse, Snyder fandom, Snyder whatever. And part of that is removing Jason Momoa because he is part of the Snyderverse. Now, I know what you guys are asking. Isn't this a little weird because you still have Gal Gadot? It seems like Henry Cavill's coming back. Ben Affleck might come back. You still have Snyderverse characters, actors who played the characters in the Snyderverse. So why is Jason Momoa specifically getting into it? Now, from what Jody's corner is saying, he's apparently saying that the reason is because Momoa, out of all the actors, besides maybe Ray Fisher, Jason Momoa has been the most vocal about having the Snyder Cut, Snyderverse, because if you guys remember back in like around the summer of 2021, Jason Momoa was posting videos saying, release the Snyder Cut, Warner Bros., do it. And then when it happened, he started celebrating it. He keeps promoting, the Snyderverse. He keeps wanting the Snyderverse to happen. He loves Zack Snyder. And so from what Jody says, and again, take it with a grain of salt because I don't know what the man has. I always say this: don't trust scoopers, whether it's Sil Abdul, whether it's fucking Fandom Wire, whatever. I don't care what scoopers you're into. With scoopers, you always have to take everything they say with a grain of salt. Half the time they get things right, half the time they get things wrong. Jody's corner, not too familiar with his scoop game, but I do remember when Andy was a scooper, although now he transitioned to sending dick pics to random girls and just talking about Amber Heard all the time and acting as if he's a true hero of the internet. But I saw the video, and one of my issues with these scoopers has always been that they make you, it's the problem is they always come off as, you have to believe us, and if you don't, you're wrong. And I don't know to believe Jody because the thing is, when you're doing scoops, I feel like you need to talk about the scoop, say, why you believe the source. Now, you don't reveal the source. That's the number one thing. But I feel like when you have a source or whatever and you're a scooper, you got to be respectful. You got to say in a way where people are able to believe you. And Jody in this video is just kind of like, guys, the Snyder fandom is toxic, it's bad, and you guys can't get what you want. And that is true. I think there's a lot of fans in the Snyderverse fandom that are toxic, and I've come to realize that throughout the years. I think ever since the Snyder Cut got released, a lot of hear what I'm saying, our fan base has gained a lot of toxicity. I've had to be very vocal about this because unfortunately a lot of my fellow Snyder fans want to be silent about it. But Jody has always been very ill intent with the Snyder Cut. In fact, he gets very sensitive when people make videos on him. The only difference between me and the other people is that you can't dox me. My face is out there. Look at this beautiful face. Look at this. Have some of it, Jody. Here, sniff. I'm just kidding. But no, Jody is a unreliable narrative. The guy is a very stupid. He's basically a giant he's basically a Jabba the Hutt, but human form. So we're just gonna have to wait and see and find out if what he says is true. Now, if this happens, from what Jody says, it sounds like he might get casted as Lobo, which I do agree. I think Jason Momoa fits more the character of Lobo than he does Aquaman. But the thing is, I like that James Wan changed Aquaman. I've always been a big fan of the Justice League, but Aquaman was never really all that interesting to me. I did like his characters. I did like Black Manta, King Orm. The ideology within Atlantis I've always thought was cool, but I was always more of a Namor guy. So when we got Mamoa in Justice League and we saw him in his own film and then eventually in the Snyder Cut, it was kind of a nice change of pace. Now, I don't believe this is happening. For number one is, I don't think James Gunn and Peter Safran really care all that much about the Snyderverse. Whether they restore it or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see and find out. But I don't think they're willing to throw away $1 billion franchise because Aquaman is an established character now. He made $1 billion in his solo movie. That is more than Justice League. That's more than Batman vs Superman. That's more than any DC movie that's come out within the DCU time span. It's the only DCU movie to make $1 billion. And so it's like, why would you throw that all away? Arguably, you could make a conversation. You could debate about this. You could honestly say that Jason Momoa's Aquaman, that is the most popular character you have at your disposal at this very moment. Because no one expected Aquaman to make $1 billion, but yet it did with the snap of a finger. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to believe it or not. We'll just have to wait and see and find out. Anyways, you guys let us know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this? Do you agree, disagree? Do you think Jody is reliable? I don't know. Whatever it is, you guys let us know in the comment sections down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.